So wait, what did you bring for your bevy?
Well, I got this one is Di Serono and milk. It's called cocoa con leche. It's like an almond milk, but it has alcohol. It's great. I wasn't sure. You just said no grapefruit. It's like I hope she likes milk products.
Lucky me, I'm not lactose intolerant.
That's what I'm saying.
All over the place. Like, excuse me, guys. This is supposed to be a show about unsexed, and we're just gonna be sitting here. Like, don't mind me as I sit here pooing too. Can you edit that out? Chris, can you edit that?
Is it even started?
They always start with
There's bloopers, right? You gotta have them bloopers.
Sure we're filming right now. So this was a special beverage brought to us by Sir Comacho.
Yes.
So, welcome everybody to another episode of Unsexed with your hostess, your host, Salago. And this is my awesome compadre, Mr. Sergio Camacho. And so we have us drinking, say it one more time, cocoa con leche?
Cocoa con leche.
Cocoa con leche.
Yeah.
Cocoa con leche. I feel like it makes me want to get up and like do a dance, you know what I'm saying? Especially with this braid I got right now, like, hot shit, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me nothing right now.
You used to do that back in the day.
Like, papi.
You know?
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Bien. You'll get me in trouble.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Look, so this is what we do. So last night we did this mixer. And
Yes.
Which was I thought was freaking awesome.
It was pretty fast, but it was really cool. It was like being yelled at again by a drill sergeant, but she did a good job.
She yelled at us. But we couldn't help it. She was like, last sentence. We're like, we still have more to talk about. We do. So we went to this mixer thing last night. So you imagine like speed dating, but it was speed networking. So I'm on there and I'm literally, there people are like, what are you doing? Talk about sex. Sometimes we talk about taboo stuff. You know, you throw a little like, you know, sucking dick, you know, like why do you like a finger in your ass? You know, talk about all that kind of stuff. You know, it was really interesting. So I do a lot of stuff for like shock value. So it was
fair.
It was really fun to be able to just like, boom. What do you do? I'm a real estate agent. What do you do? Talk about a finger in the ass. I have this podcast. It's pretty cool.
You had to do it to like 12 people though. 1, 2. I talk about sex. Like, what?
It was so bad though because I'm like supposed to be talking to this person in front of me, but then I have like cross conversation where they're like, wait, what are you doing? You talk to your person, okay? You'll have your chance, okay? You'll have your chance and we'll have a conversation. So you have a podcast that you're starting.
Yes, we do have a podcast. It's open for discussion.
Okay.
We have two versions. So one is FOUR, and then we have the 4 spelled out.
Okay.
One is going to be a serious...
like FORE?
No, it's FOUR, but then the actual 4.
Okay,
So
like the
then-
number 4.
Yeah, the number 4.
I said FORE, that's like, that'd be my number 4. If we ever do anything with the number 4, just make sure FORE, like 4, play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair.
Like,
fair.
I did that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did that.
One is going to be serious, and one's going to be for shits and giggles. Whatever you want. Like, anything goes.
I'm all about the shits and giggles.
Oh, it's fun.
Absolutely.
It's fun.
Absolutely. So do you guys talk about sex?
We had conversations more about the sexual nature of females and males. We kind of discussed more about, you know, females have changed over the years and the way they, you know, approach men. And then this female revolution that came out, how women are more free, but then it's pushing a lot of men away because of fear in that aspect. And so, you ever heard terms like, yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Like, rock on, ladies. I'm here for it.
Well, it's more like quantity over quality versus now it's the opposite. Quality used to be the thing, now it's more quantity. It seems that way.
For men or for women?
I think for women. Women are going, they have that freedom, so they're going out for more quantity than quality.
So just to get this right, you think that, so like as a woman, I am more interested in bagging more men versus finding the right man?
No, that's not the interesting thing. Is most women are out kind of enjoying themselves, having a lot more fun in their experiences at a younger age, which is it's fine, it's acceptable. But then at what point do they want to decide, okay, when can I be serious about it, or when do I want to look for the right man? And sometimes they miss their opportunities because they might find one and they push them away because they want to mess with a bad boy. And the next thing you know, when they get like 30, 35, they're having difficult times finding good men. It seems that way.
I feel like that's an interesting perspective, but I think that like, so that's a loaded statement. So if you will, let
Sure,
us dissect.
sure,
Let
let's
us dissect. So I think that at younger ages, I think women have always been, and I think it varies by culture, to be honest with you. I think it varies by culture, the way in which you were raised. You know, when I was in my early 20s, I had a boyfriend who was in the military, and, you know, everybody thought like we were getting married, and that was the thing. And like I was ready for it. Just so happened that wasn't in the cards. It wasn't what happened, you know. Instead of that, he was more inclined to want to like kind of be single, go out, do his thing. And this was like after like a 6-month deployment where like I had made a home, turned a house into a home because this was like the plan. This is what we were set out to do. And then all of a sudden it was like, whoa, like that's not the plan. And that's entirely fine because now I look back at it and I'm like, you know what, like that was totally acceptable for a 20-something-year-old to do. That was perfectly normal behavior. You know, if that's just not what you were ready to do, then that just wasn't what you were ready to do. At that point, given my values, how I was raised, that's what I was ready for. But, you know, at that point, like, I wasn't just going out afterwards, like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm gonna just live my best life and I'm gonna go sleep with as many men as possible and, you know, to hell with any and every opportunity. You know, as I've come to, you know, very recently, I had this epiphany, for example.
Sure.
I just moved for the 3rd time in a year. Anybody who's helped me move knows I got a lot of shit. And I felt really bad as I asked my friends, like, can you guys help me move? You know, like previous back injuries, I can't lift a ton of heavy stuff by myself, or not repetitively over and over and over again. I'd get seriously hurt. So, you know, I felt really bad because I'm like, damn, I can't do all this by myself. But damn, I got like a lot of stuff. Like, you gotta get rid of stuff. But then it occurred to me, like, you've made a house a home not once but twice in 2 very serious relationships where, you know, we thought that marriage was going to be the outcome. And then I said to myself, I was like, you made it a point, or you were accepting of a permanent girlfriend status when being a wife was what you were really after. I had men who were very comfortable with making me a permanent girlfriend, and I think wife and marriage was kind of an afterthought. So I think as I grew, it was kind of one of those things where I was like, no, this isn't acceptable. So like, never again will I have a man move into my house. Like, we want to live together, we will build something together later on, but you're not moving into my house where now I'm gonna like make moves and make space for you, or, you know, no, none of that. Like, we're gonna cohabitate, and no, we have plans for the future with like a solid foundation, you know what I'm saying? A solid foundation.
Well, did you discuss that with them? Because it seems like you went there thinking that that's what they wanted, and looks like
there had been conversations about it.
Okay.
Yeah, there were conversations about the future and whatnot, and you know, people change their minds, and that's fine. But you know what I'm saying? Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Correct.
This shit ain't gonna happen the 3rd time, and I don't care how charming, wealthy, whatever you are. Like, nope, I'll stay in my space, and you'll stay in your space, and if we want to cohabitate, then we'll do that. But I think that that takes time and maturity. It takes lessons to learn, and you know, to the point where you said, you know, it's you know, women have kind of grown into this place of. They're a lot more free in you know, trial and error. I think that is very true. You know, I think that, you know, it's, you know, you go back, you know, 10, 20, even 30, 40, 50 years, you had one man who was courting you, and courting is incredibly different. So, you know, while we sit here and we talk about what women were doing, we'll say, I can't tell you the last time that I actually heard of and saw a man truly court a woman, where courting, the intent was, I'm going to date you, exclusively you, with the sole intent of marriage. That is, and that was truly up to the man to lead, which that's, a man was literally going to lead. And you were going to open car doors and all of that. And while I understand, yes, you know, there's this whole culture about, well, women don't want men to open doors. Yes, the fuck we do. Yes, we do. No, you get, so you know, and you know what, so I believe that you get some women who are like, I don't want a man to open a door for me.
Correct.
So then you go sit over there. You go sit over there, because there are some women who maintain an element of class, who believe in those old school values of a man will be a gentleman and a woman will be a lady. And yes, please do open those doors for me, because the day comes that I have a son, my son will open doors for women. I don't care how old they are, how young you will hold a door for a lady, because that is the gentleman-like, classy thing to do. And I think it speaks volumes as to one's character. And I don't care if you get cussed out by a lady, don't hold no door for me. Honey, that reflects more on her behavior and her upbringing than it does on you. A woman who says, I can
hold the door for myself. Yes, honey, we know that you're absolutely capable, but allow a man to do something that shows his ability to lead and to do things that say, I am a gentleman, I am a man with class, I am a man of character. And I think that that's gotten lost in translation, where a woman thinks that because I can, I have to. Nobody's denying the fact that you can. It's just saying, can you just trust that a man can do it because he chooses to and because he wants to? And I think that a big part of that comes from a lot of women who have had things thrown in their face. You wouldn't have this if it wasn't for me. You wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for me. You're a woman, so you can't do X, Y, and Z. We can. I think that women, more so today than ever before, we're showing men that we are absolutely capable of doing these things. But I still believe that there's a strong fluidity in the way in which we do things. I'm a woman, I can bear children. You can't.
That's a big discussion. Like, what is our purpose? Your purpose is that's it. You have the ability to do that. We don't have the ability to do that. That's a powerful thing. That's a powerful purpose. I could die today, no one gives a shit. You have the ability to bore a child. You're more important in that aspect than us as purposes of life. Right,
but let's say literally blow up the entire world and leave me and you. Right? Blow up the entire world and everything in it, leave me and you. I need you as much as you need me. You need my eggs and I need your sperm. So at the end of the day, like, I'm kind of like, cut the bullshit.
Correct.
Do I need you? I mean, when you break it down to science, yeah, I do. Okay, I'm not talking about, you know, the whole, oh, well, there are sperm banks. Okay, yeah, great. I'm not talking, literally blow up the entire world and let's talk about who needs who. Because when you think about the foundation of it all and the ongoing of a species, us moving forward, yeah, we do need each other. Now all the other bullshit, who cares, you know? So I don't know, that's just where I'm at with it. I just want a whole spiel, but
that's cool. I appreciate that.
I'll step off my soapbox for a second.
I appreciate that. That was really cool. The idea was, now you have so many choices that you're able to pick what you want, and then I think that a lot of younger females are getting advice from the wrong places. They're looking for the wrong kind of men. They don't understand what they're really looking for, and they're just going by whatever comes their way. They see someone on Instagram who's flaunting themselves, elaborate lifestyle, and they're like, that's what I want. That's what I need to be. Not really knowing that some of that's really fake. And then you have their expectations being like this high. In reality, they're down here in the aspect of like, you got to work to get there. You could do it. It could be possible. You don't have to worry about it, but you have to understand it's just not that easy.
Right.
So then when they have an high expectation for a young girl or even a young boy, they're gonna be mentally messed up when they start developing and learning like the truth. It's gonna hurt harder when they realize like, shit, it's not easy, or like getting, through life. I mean, schools have changed in that aspect too. Like, back in the day when I was in school, you had to work hard to get first place. Now you can just get an award for being like, just attending the sport.
Yeah, we don't give awards we don't give trophies for participation.
Correct.
I'm not a fan of that at all.
I think it's kind of putting it in a bad place where they feel comfortable. Yeah. Oh, I'm good where I'm at. I don't need to go further. But then they're gonna realize when they get older and they're trying to compete for sexual attraction or jobs or anything, they're gonna way behind. They're gonna be angry, mad. They're gonna start hating people, and then you get that society of people are gonna be like, man, this sucks. Man, you know what? It's their fault. And blame everybody else but themselves, and not realizing that they themselves need to grow.
Right.
And then we need guidance.
Right. You go for a job interview, not for nothing, but you don't get a trophy for participation. Yeah, you're fiercely competing for a position with tons of other people.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah. Here's a $100 check for coming and showing up today and just letting us know something like nobody cares about that.
That's funny though.
Yeah,
imagine
nobody cares about that.
This guy had the most interviews. Congratulations on the most interviewed plaque.
Yeah. No, nobody's doing that. No.
Yeah. It's hard though, especially as a male growing up. Trial and error was real hard. I got lucky because I started looking into psychology, and weird avenue. I started looking into, I started reading some books about attraction just to see what the hell this shit's about. Like, why are men different than women? I'll never know because being a man, we have a different mindset. Mm-hmm. But I found that there's a book called The Game by Neil Stratus, a really good artist. Basically, a bunch of nerds wanted to know how psychologically and mathematically and maybe through science can we attract a female. And they've gone through parties and they'll play games with girls. They'll go to the least attractive girl, hit on her, talk to her, and when the attractive girl comes and tries to interfere, he'll nag her. They found terms like, oh, is she always like this? And that kind of gets her attracted, like, oh, no one's ever done that to me. What's this guy about?
Wow, so breaking down like the true psychology of it. What's this book called again?
The Game.
The Game.
The Game by
I
Neil
need
Strauss.
to read this, by Neil Stratus.
Yeah.
I need to read this book. This sounds like, it's like almost like mind-blowing to be like, this is how you do it.
It's interesting because these men, they'll go to a party, they'll be elaborate top hats, really tall, wear a coat, peak coat, learn some magic just to like intrigue people, get into conversations, because they're like really nerdy. They just wanted to do that. And they decided to, let's find out what we can do to attract ourselves. And so they said, you know what? They come with solutions like, hey, hit on 20 girls. You'll get one. And it was true. Every girl they hit on, at least one of them would be like, I'll give them the time of day. So
that's really good advice. I think that, especially for people who like kind of remain closed off to dating, which I feel like everybody, you know, you take your time to heal, you know, you do what you have to do, you take the time for yourself, you know, after you get out of any kind of situation. I think that taking time for yourself it's imperative. But when you get back in the game, like, you're not sure about where to go, what to do. Like, so I actually had this conversation with someone a few days ago where she was like, you know, I found myself, you know, I would date one person and one person exclusively, and then I found that I didn't have to do that. Like, it's dating, it's getting to know someone. So I can go out with a date with someone, you know, on a Saturday, and it's okay if I go to brunch with someone else on a Sunday morning.
Fun.
And I was like, babe, it's dating. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You give all of your energy to one person, then you find out that they're not, you know, worthy of your time, or that they're like a total just, like you hate their energy, and it's like, it's just not worth your time. And then you're like, back to square one. And not for nothing, but you know, if you got, you know, you got
two, three options,
you know, a couple options there.
Communicate, you're right.
And I mean, and I'm not a huge advocate, like, I wouldn't say sleep with 3 men at one time, but that's not what I'm saying here by any means, but if, you know, you want to go out and, you know, just get to know somebody on different levels, you know what I mean? So, like, this guy's a lot of fun, and, you know, for me, like, I'm all about, like, mental checklists. So, like, you know, what do I want? What don't I want? And so when I kind of go through these different things, you know, this guy's got these different things, and I really, really like these qualities that he has about him. And then I go to this guy, and I'm like, okay, I really, really like these things about him, but this is kind of like, I see some red flags about this one. Normally when I see red flags, I kind of go into like mode, and then depending on how big the red flag is, like I'm usually out. But as of recently, I've kind of gotten really, really quick to I don't want to say cut people off, but it's like, if I see a red flag, prime example, had a guy who was really upset about the fact that I wasn't giving him the time of day. Okay. That was his side of the story. My side of the story was, I respond to all of your texts. When you call, I pick up. I don't shun you by any means. I'm just really, really, really busy. Now, this was also like at the time where we had literally just dropped the premiere for the show. So my main focus is keeping in contact with forward content, and we're talking about numbers. I've got people who are giving me reviews about the show. They want to talk about, you know, different things, different business things. You know, I've got people who want to come on as guests, and they're just all kinds of different things. And I'm like super, super excited. And then I get this bomb dropped on me, was, you're not giving me the time of day. And we only went out on one date. So at that point I was like, well, you knew kind of like, and we had a conversation about what was about to transpire. So I'm like, you knew that I had this show coming up, and this is kind of what you did. So I was kind of taken aback by that. And I think for me, that was a huge red flag for me, is I felt like we both started off at the starting line, and I tried to tell you, like, this is the pace that I'm about to run at.
Correct.
And when it dropped and, you know, the bullhorn went off, I took off. You weren't ready, and you're sitting here screaming at me from the start line, like, come back. And I'm like, bro, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm not coming back to the start line. And so for me, I think it was kind of one of those things where I just kind of had to turn my head and keep running. And I think that, you know, the guy that I'm going to be serious with is not going to be screaming at me from the sidelines. He's not going to be screaming at me from the start line. He's literally going to run in and just say, can I run with you? You know, how can we run in this race together? You know, he's gonna have his own thing going on, I'll have my own thing going on, and we'll just run together.
This is your baby, so this is kind of more important. If someone doesn't understand, exactly, right? You better protect this shit. If someone's gonna interfere with that, and you had this first, they're gonna have to go into your world in this one. So that's correct. Especially me, if I'm dating in a relationship with somebody, and my goals are being hindered with that person, that is a red flag.
Right.
That is definitely a red flag.
Yeah.
Take that. So listen, I'm going this route. You see me, I'm choosing you to be with me. And if I see that you're not doing what I'm trying to do in my journey, then sorry, you're gonna have to, go. It was great, I had a good time, thank you very much, good luck, and hope the best for you. And you have to move on, you really do.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean? But I appreciate the fact that you just validated the hell out of me for that. I do.
Hey, listen.
I don't think I really haven't had anybody who's been like, Marcia, you're out of your mind, or you cut him off too quickly. It's more like, do you turn around and like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. And I'm
he
really
could be a
sorry for
good
saying
friend,
this
who
and your
knows?
feelings are hurt.
Hey, listen, good advice. All right, so as men growing up, imagine our rejections.
Do you have any advice for him?
For who, this guy?
Yeah, because he's probably gonna say this. No name.
I barely don't know. I don't know him, but he should have been more patient. You're just gonna be more patient. If this is really what you wanted, you would pay more attention. You would probably find if you really wanted it to. That, to be fair, because I don't know him. But listen, you got your journey to focus on. But I'm sorry. So as male growing up, I've realized rejection after rejection, we get used to it. We get so used to it. Now, the opposite goes, if I start rejecting females, I've gotten yelled at, bitched at, get mad at, and I'm like, listen, it's not you, it's just, I'm not a good place, or I'm not ready for this. And I've gotten like yelled at and stuff. As a male, I just walk away, say, all right, thank you, good luck, and then leave. But the opposite happens in reciprocation if I'm like, oh, I'm not interested. It's kind of weird.
So I'm not even gonna lie, like for me, rejection is like the worst thing in the world. Like, it was. So now, like, I'll just look at you and be like, bruh.
You're that quick with it? You're just like, okay, no.
I mean.
That's a good story.
Okay. So I tend to be very, very like straightforward. So like if I really, really, really dig your vibe,
sure,
and I like you, and I think that there's potential, like I just come right out and I say it. And so my best friend, my male best friends, and my father tell me that I can be very intimidating to weak men. And to that I say, I've run into a lot of beta males who mask themselves as alphas, and the shit shows. It shows. In a very short amount of time, it will show. So if you're a beta male who's trying to pretend to be an alpha, or you want to be an alpha one day, don't come at me until you get there. I can't, like, I'm very, very headstrong. I know what I want. I know where I'm going. And like nothing's gonna stop me. So again, like either you're gonna run in the race and you're gonna run with me, but you can't be that beta back here like, no baby, wait, like.
Slow down.
Bro, no, like I can't, no.
Too fast,
So when I see another alpha who's got, like all these different qualities, I don't wanna say I get like googly eyes, but almost like, hey.
Yeah.
Hey. And like I've even gone so far as to tell my best friend, be like, yo, I'm about to bag Shorty. I'm gonna bag Shorty. And and I don't necessarily throw that off, but will I say like, I'm just an Aquarius female with big dick energy.
There you go.
I am.
The discussion about the hidden alphas.
The hidden alphas? Yeah, the betas who pretend to.
No, the other
ones. The hidden alphas. So
the quiet ones, but they have a lot of power.
I have like this sixth sense of being able to like literally like it's almost like I can literally just like sense a hidden alpha in the room, and I think it's amazing how I can do that. So it's usually the guy who's like calm, cool, and collected, sitting in the back of the room, chilling out. He might have a couple people he's talking to, not the loud one, not the boisterous one. He's got a couple people, but totally laid back. Usually has some kind of a stiff drink in his hands. Really good looking, dressed super casual for the event, and I'm like, that's the guy. That's the guy. He exudes big dick energy without having to open his fucking mouth. And
True.
He's the guy. He's usually highly intellectual, provides amazing conversation, and those are what you call my take on those hidden alphas.
Yeah,
They are my favorites.
I told you that word. I was like, oh, you know about that? She's like, yeah, look, hidden alphas are crazy. And
Yeah.
I learned about that aspect because there's a lot of people who just are so focused on themselves and doing a lot of things, and then they just don't care about boasting their success. They're just too busy, and no one really knows. And that's like, I respect that kind of person. That
Yeah.
person's much better.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I do. I love the hidden alphas in the room. Those are usually like my kind of my go-tos, and I usually vibe like very, very well with them because I find them to just be so ethereal with the kinds of conversations that they have. Not that anybody would know this, but I walk into a room and I can either be super chilled out and just kind of make my way around the room, or I can be like literally the slam of glitter that walks into a room, and I'm just hey, and how are you, and you know what I mean, and that's just whatever the vibe is when I walk in. Like I feel out the vibe, and I just kind of go with it. But those tend to be my people that I gravitate towards is the hidden alphas. They're a whole vibe.
I think it's a really small percent of them though. Like in reality, a lot of small percent. Then you got everyone else, the beta that act like alphas. That's very, very common. So you'll see it a lot.
I think that the betas who really try too hard to be that alpha male, like it's almost an annoyance for me. It's an annoyance.
It's pretty funny.
Do you think it's funny? It's fucking annoying.
I think the Chads are out or whatever you call them. Chad's the term they use.
No, because I have Chad friends and I love you, Chad.
Oh,
Chad, I love you.
sorry, Chad. I was talking about you.
Do that. I love Chad. I know I love Chad. Chad's awesome. Chad's great.
Cool.
But no, I totally understand what you're saying. The Chads, just not that Chad. Chad's dope. Chad's a whole vibe. Chad loves to go up to like New Hampshire and shit. Like he's an outdoorsy person. Motherfucker knows about like all the dope like beer spots, the good food spots. Like
I think
he's
I like
dope.
Chad already.
Yeah, shout out to Chad. My boy's a medic. Shout out to Chad. You know who you are. I love him. He's dope. He's dope. So I have a question because
Sure.
I always have to hit you with the question of the day.
All right, let's go.
My would you rather. So today's would you rather have a partner who never kisses you or never gives you oral?
Damn. Never kisses me, or never gives me oral.
Yep.
We could do everything else.
Never kisses you or never gives you oral.
I like kissing, but I prefer oral more. I'd rather never kissing, more oral would be fine.
So super interesting. Ready?
Yeah.
The vast majority of men who responded to this said that they would rather never kiss. The majority of women said never oral. I think that that's super interesting because women, the overwhelming majority of the women that I've spoken to, we tend to connect. So here, we go all out and we're talking like orgasms on orgasms on orgasms. So there's a huge connect between the three. If you can connect to me, intellectually,
Sure.
you've already kind of connected to my heart in a sense because you can make my heart kind of skip a beat when I'm like, oh my God, he's intelligent. Like, oh God, like this man's kind of dope. Like,
Okay,
I like
okay,
that.
that's fair.
And in a sense, it's a turn on. And then to actually get to that point where we're in bed, if I'm already connected here and here, and now we're engaging in intercourse, I'm gonna come a lot harder than if I'm just engaging in casual sex with somebody who I just casually have sex with. Like, you're just my booty call, whatever. We don't really talk. I don't want you to talk. Actually, could you kind of just not fucking say anything at all? To be honest with you, like I've had that pretty boy before where it's just like, God, you're so gorgeous. Just stand there naked and shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. You totally ruined this moment for me. Just smile like really good. Just stand there. Don't say anything. Like, yo, you ruined the moment. Just don't say shit.
Sounds like you treat him like a piece of meat. Just saying. Maybe. Sometimes.
Yeah, I did. I treated him like a piece of meat. I'll say straight. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I treated him. But but to keep it fair, like, he wasn't buying me flowers either. It was a mutual agreement. It was what it was.
It's fine.
We called each other.
Call
It was a quick booty call. Like, it was what it was. Like, we're grown. This is unsexed. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, there you go. Fair.
It was a booty call. It was what it was. He
That's
was
fair.
gorgeous, but he was not very bright. He was just not very bright.
That's why you told him not to say anything.
Can you just shut the hell up? Don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. Just sit in there in all your glory and let me admire it and shut up.
That's pretty
Just shut up. I mean, did I still get off? Yes. But but then, like, I had much more powerful orgasms when I was with somebody who was, you know, I was also obviously very attracted to, but who stimulated my mind. And then in turn, like, I was stimulated, you know, 10 other ways. And I'm like, oh my God, like, that orgasms are so much more powerful that way. And so for me, part of that is the kiss. To me, it says something about eroticism. It's intimate, and it's a very personal connection. It's a very, very deep and personal connection. So I also know people who don't like to kiss. They're like, no, don't kiss me. And when I ask why, it's like, because it's almost like you're peering into my soul. And I'm like, that's so interesting, because they don't like that kind of, connection. They don't want that. They're like, no, kind of keep it separate, almost like a booty call. Like, I don't want you to, it's a vulnerability, not even booty call, it's a vulnerability.
That makes more sense then.
And so I'm like, okay, that's cool. But for me, when I'm in the bed with somebody like that and I am, you know, really exposing myself and being vulnerable, everybody knows I love toys. So when it comes to certain toys, there's a level of vulnerability that you have to be able to expose.
How about comfortability? You got to be comfortable though.
Comfort and vulnerability go hand in hand with me.
Okay.
Like I to be comfortable with you, if I'm going to engage in sex with you, that's comfort and vulnerability.
Correct.
I'm
Correct.
letting you like enter into my soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in my body, my soul. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, yeah. That's comfort and vulnerability.
It does fuck with your mind after. It really does.
Yeah.
It leaves an imprint.
Especially
it really
if
does.
it was bad. What did I do?
It's regrets, huh?
A fucking waste of time. Should have gone with the best friend.
Ooh.
There are so many women who are totally gonna relate to that.
Ooh, that's fucked.
Should have gone with your best friend. I'm sorry. These are real conversations we have.
No,
These are real
everyone's had
conversations we do.
experiences. I've had good experiences, bad.
Have you ever looked at a woman and I've been like, I should have dated your best friend instead that night at the bar? I should have picked up your best friend?
Yeah, I mean, but it was more than aspect like, man, I should have spent more time actually paying attention than it was, I should have been the best friend. 'Cause that's more what it is. You're sitting like, I didn't see that? Fuck, that's my fault.
Fucking red flag right there, bro. It was right
That's what's bad
there.
about dudes though. We care so much that we skip red flags. And our boys and our friends will tell us, hey man, you're doing the wrong thing. Careful. I heard this. I heard that. Like, nah, she's not like that. Nah, she's like that. And then when you like break up and like you start not caring, you start going, you just hit you at once. Like, fuck me. They were all right, and I just ignored them because I thought they were wrong. And I know people that lost good friends because of that. And after they break up, they go out and find their friends. Like, hey man, I'm so sorry, you were right. He's like, you learned your lesson. It's like, fucking dude, you do not know. Do not know. But they have that kind of power. If you don't understand them, and you just play that game of like, oh, they're everything, and put that pussy on a pedestal, then you're gonna fuck up a lot. But if you're like straight up like, I know what I want, and this is not the kind of girl I want, then it's gonna be a different game. But you want to be careful with that.
I agree. I just think it's really easy to get dickmatized with certain things.
I don't know about that part. Is that true?
I think it can. Yeah, it
So
can
you
be.
put dick on a pedestal too? Have girls done that kind of thing before? Oh, okay. This is like a truth or dare where you drink when you don't have to tell the truth. All right, fair. Okay, thanks for honesty. I appreciate that. Because I think more men do it than
Are you
women.
ready? Are you ready?
Sure.
Have you ever? No, you can just keep that. Keep that.
All right,
Keep that. You ready?
all right, we can do it.
We're gonna go a couple rounds. Have you ever? So you can either say yes or no, or just drink because you don't want to answer.
Oh, fair.
If you drink, it just doesn't mean yes or no. It just means you
No
are pleading the
answer.
fifth. You ready?
Yeah, fair.
Have
Go
you
back and forth.
ever had a woman lick your ass?
No.
No?
I have not, no.
You've never had a woman lick your ass?
No, I have not. I've heard stories. I've had someone talk about it, and they're swearing that like it's the thing to do.
Shock value is everything. I'm sorry.
All right, cuz.
Go ahead.
No, I haven't. That's all of me to you now.
Go ahead, yeah.
All right.
It's your turn. Go ahead.
Have you ever put a finger in a guy's ass?
I have not, but I'm waiting for it. I have not. I'm waiting for it. I'm so fucking waiting for it. I'm not opposed to it. Most men kind of get a little like, so I like toys.
I think older men are starting. Older men are the one talking about it more than younger men, because I find older men like, oh, you never did that before.
But it's such a so a lot of men don't know that if your a man's G spot, like so our G spot is literally like if you literally like hook a ring like right into our vagina, our G spot is literally in the front.
Correct.
You hit that the right way, and like usually that's how you get the splash waterfalls.
Fair.
A man's G spot that will literally send you to the fucking moon is in your ass.
That's what I heard.
It's in your ass.
It's even scientifically
Most men are afraid of that. It doesn't make you gay. It doesn't make you gay. And not that there's anything wrong with that. If you're fucking gay, then you're gay. If you're straight, you're fucking straight. Who cares? And if you like a finger in your ass, cheers to you. I'm waiting for the man that tells me it's okay. Because I'm going for it. I'm fucking going for
So
it.
you haven't done it yet. All right, so.
I'm fucking
All
going
right.
for it. I
What's the
kid you not.
next
Your preference, would you rather 69 or have a woman ride your face?
69, to be fair, we could both share.
Okay.
I like that one. I'm gonna pick anyway, because
Okay.
I'm mostly asking the question what I prefer versus what I've done. Just letting you know.
That's I said what I said.
Word. All right, go. Let's see. Have you ever either actually participated or fantasized about multiple partners? Actually, that's a two-part question. That's wrong. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had multiple partners? All right, you don't have an answer. All right, sweet. Never mind. All right, you got it. All right, all right. Sorry. That was a two-part. I'm sorry about that. Because I was realizing I'm asking like two questions twice. Want to drink too? Okay.
You cheating. You trying to ask me as many fucking questions as you can right now. You're cheating, ass.
My bad.
All right, that's it. That's the end.
fair.
So you know what? Perfect timing. All right, so let me introduce this amazing toy. As promised, I always like to introduce an amazing sex toy. Have you ever heard of Get a Grip?
No. May I look at it?
Yes. So you say, funny thing, you say that you would rather have a woman give you oral than ever kiss her again. So you go for oral over kissing.
Well, not concept, yeah, but I do like kissing. It's just, you said one or the other.
You gotta go one or the other,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
So this actually kind of falls right into that. So this is called Get a Grip. So go ahead and pull it out.
Oh, it's something, okay.
Yeah, it's not just a pretty jar.
Oh, this has been opened.
It's been just demos. It
Okay,
hasn't,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I would never. Come on now.
I'm
I
just
would
saying,
never.
it's
I
open
said
package.
classy, sassy, and a little smart assy. Okay.
It's like handlebars for a bike.
Yeah. So what this is a woman's best friend when you want some head, or even if a man's deciding he wants to masturbate on his own. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take lube, and you put it in here, drip it all the way down, all the way down, all the way through. Okay. And then you slide it right over the penis. Boop. And obviously, I hope, we don't size shame, but it pokes on through. We don't size shame around here, And then ladies, you go ahead and you go to town right up top here, okay? And what this does is it moves, and it creates this awesome suction. So you really want to make sure that you get the lube all in and through, and it moves, and as like you're moving up and down the shaft, this thing is pulling and it's pushing and it's tugging.
Okay.
It's, from what I've been told, it's fucking amazing. Now, obviously, I don't have a penis, so I can't, verify that, but it's called Get a Grip, because as your eyes roll to the back of your head, I might look at you and be like, get a grip, allow me.
Ah, I like that one. Wow, that's pretty cool.
But this is awesome. So you can get this. This is a Pure Romance toy. And I like a lot of their stuff. They've got some pretty good stuff. You can get that at pureromance.com/Marcella Lee. And yeah, that's where you can get that. So that's pretty awesome. Great, fun sex toy. And ladies, it takes away a lot of the work. Just gonna throw that out there. Just play with the tip a little bit. Just play with the tip a little bit. Just Do what you do.
Ways
That's
to cheat
fun.
the system. But hey, if it works, it works.
Men don't complain. Men don't complain.
Be good.
So I just want to say thank you so much for coming on with me today.
Appreciate it.
Where can people find you? On social media. Where can people
All
find
right, so we'll be having the podcast coming up hopefully by the next month.
Okay.
We're working on it, so it's going to be open for discussion. We are based out of Creative Connections. We work with Creative Connections as our location in New London.
you? Okay.
And once available, I'll give you the information so you can put it out so people can then click to the link and
Okay.
you'll be able to find us then.
Okay.
All right.
All
It was
right.
a pleasure. Thank you very much.
so much. I appreciate you coming on, and thank you so much for my delicious beverage, the
Cocoa con leche.
I was gonna say cocoa con loso.
Oh my God.
Cocoa con leche.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it right. Damn it! Don't blame.
fine.
Don't knock me, okay? I'm
All
trying.
right. Well, thanks, hon. Take it easy.
Thank you, babe. All right, you guys. Next up, we have the lovely, the sexy, the down-to-earth, but just erotic, exotic, hypnotic. My girl, Bailey. Babe, would you come up and come sit with me on my sofa, babe? Hi, my love. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you for coming in. Get that. I appreciate that. Look, because it wasn't comfortable to sleep on, I promise.
I'm weak.
No.
My futon isn't really. It's
No.
a futon is a convert.
So look, this back piece comes off, but this shit wasn't. It wasn't. No.
Okay.
How you doing?
Pretty good on this Wednesday hump day.
It's a hump day. It is indeed a hump day. You know what? Can I just say? Can I shout out real quick to No Bra 2021?
Listen.
No Bras 2021.
Listen.
Like, I'm feeling this vibe. Like, we're just like, yo.
Quarantine kind of was like, listen,
You
I'm trying to wear a
fuck
bra. I'm not trying to do it.
Fuck it. Nobody cares.
Nobody does.
Let it hang.
Free the nipple.
Little
man.
tit sweat. Psh, doesn't even matter.
Doesn't.
I'm not even gonna lean back any further because I don't know if I have any.
Good thing I wore black. It's a little toasty. I don't know. I think you're good
It's
though.
fine, but it's just I love it. I do. I love it. So did you wrote some stuff for me?
Dude, I wrote some stuff.
So we've had a couple conversations about different sexual experiences, ventures, and all of the
Yes.
above. And last night we actually got down and dirty with conversing about fantasizing.
Most definitely.
Poetry and fantasizing. So I know for me, like I've written pieces before straight off of fantasy. Have you ever written pieces off of fantasy?
I have. Only a couple though.
Okay.
But not too many.
So I feel like when it comes down to that, like, so it's really interesting. So when I think about writing my pieces in fantasy, I can do that, and to me it's incredibly erotic and it's sexy and it's a turn on. But if I'm just laying in bed and I can think about the sexiest man I know, and that'll turn me on, but it's I gotta turn on porn to finish the job. If
It's the visual. I feel like it just don't do it for me. It's I need to see this shit in action.
Yes.
I want to see it all.
Yes.
All of it in action.
So I gotta put you in the hot seat real quick. If I was to log into your Pornhub right now, what is the last thing that I would find in your search bar?
That's a tough one. I feel like I definitely watched something it was in a hotel. I was kind of looking for some threesome type shit. I definitely was looking at that. I mostly lean towards lesbian porn. I'm not even gonna hold you.
You know what, babe? I definitely fucks with the lesbian. I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think that is dope. I actually have several female friends who have never been in a sexual woman-to-woman kind of experience before, but they come to me and they ask me have you ever? And I'm like, why everybody want to ask me? Why everybody want to ask me? But it's such awesome questions about well, where does it come from? Or not where does it come from, but how does this happen? What does it do? And I'm just like,
I think it's people just want to I feel like people get
You get really creative.
It's how figure it out. Watch some porn.
Watch some porn.
Explore a
Like,
little
that's
bit.
like the best thing to do. Like, when you watch it, like, honey, it just, I'm like,
Well, I think there's just more versatility, I think, in lesbian porn. I feel like they just be, using more toys and like doing more things.
yeah.
Just don't be feeling, it feels like it's just a little bit more versatile for me.
I think for me, it's the intimacy factor. I feel like there's a lot more, like, there's like a romance and like intimacy when it comes down to like lesbian porn. Like, it's very, very erotic. Like, and that's not to take away from, like woman and man, but there's something that's extremely erotic about lesbian porn that I'm just like, yeah, that's that shit.
Yeah,
right there.
it's just like that intimacy, I think, that sometimes those like cisgender,
yeah.
relationships, sexual experiences just kind of don't have or seem to lack, especially on the side for women. Not to shit on men or nothing, but sometimes it just don't be happening.
We just have things that y'all will never understand. I'm sorry.
As much as y'all try.
We understand why you guys enjoy it. You're just not always invited to the party. It's fine.
At all.
It's fine. So with that being said, you got something for me today?
I do. I got something for you.
All right, I'm excited. So let me hear it.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead.
Okay. I want to know what frequency you're in. Know what makes you tick, get inside of your skin. Using my tongue to explore your clit, I want to touch you. Feel your soft skin, your hair in my hand, the sound of you coming, wondering how I can synchronize our orgasms to please you most. I want to explore you. Lay in your bed, hear everything you've said, know the thoughts that swarm in that pretty little head. I want to take the place of your last man. Doing better than he ever can, because I am insatiable when it comes to the pleasure of pleasing you. I want to hear you beg me to let you come. Indulging in the fact that our fun's just begun in this bar bathroom as my hands explore every curve you've created on this body of yours. I want to create this fantasy of you and me being in sync while I sit your ass on this sink engulfed in your every kink. Let me pull your hair. Make you say my name as my fingers take their time to linger as I place my hand around your neck as your eyes light up and I ask you whose pussy is this? Aroused by what comes next, I'm consumed. And I like the face you make when I tease you, leading on to what will happen when we get home, clothes torn as I race you to the bed, thinking of all the ways I can please you in my head. I can't wait to have you. Tell me what you came here for, how you want me to choke you more, spank your ass till you're sore. I want to hear you scream till you can't take it anymore. Can I call you my little whore, flip you over, take it slower as my mouth travels lower? I want to taste you. Taste your healthy habits that make you delicious, vicious. Are you ticklish? Baby, I'm in it. Hitting your spots, neck to your G-spot, we're lifted. I know this mouth is gifted. You good over here? Couch good.
I don't like men's no more. I don't like men's no more. I'm saved. I don't like men's no more. You ever see that? You know what video I'm talking about? You ever see the video?
No.
There was this huge video that came out years ago, and it was a gay man who swore he was saved by the sanctity of he swore. This man was queerer than a $3 bill, sis, okay? But he was up in the church talking about, I don't like men's no more. I don't like men's no more. That shit that you just said, I feel like I don't like men's no more. I don't like men's no more. That was dope shit. That was fire. And so you're actually my first guest who's come on who's actually been able to bring some LGBTQ flavor to the poetry realm, which I love, I respect, I appreciate for so many different reasons. When I was 21, I had a girlfriend, and I've always loved and appreciated women for our beauty, our sexuality, the sexiness that we bring to the universe. I mean, we are queens. So I really appreciate all that you just did. That was dope. It was fire. It was.
Listen, here for
okay.
Here
So
for
I have to say thank you so much, Bae, for coming and bringing that fire. Tell the people, where can they find you?
So you guys can find me on Instagram at ayebaebae, so it's AYEBAIBAY. And then I'm also just on Facebook, Bae Marie, BAI Marie. And that's me.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming, my love. I appreciate it. Thank you to all of you for tuning in. This has been another episode of Unsexed. Serge, come back. Show love. Bae, come back. Give pieces and all of that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Unsexed. Keep it classy, sassy, and always a little smart-assy. Good night, y'all.